you do it?
Yeah, no, about that. I've just been trying to do it for the last few hours. I can't get it to work because basically I'm trying to set it up so that people on Bedrock can join it. So there's Minecraft Java and then there's Minecraft Bedrock.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to set up the Bedrock server so everyone can join it. And then, of course, I can't run a Bedrock server because I can't actually get it to communicate with the server because there's something blocking it.
Oh, well, I don't know if like sometimes you need like a like subscription or something because
Yeah,
well,
that's one.
I haven't really like because I was trying because I no longer like trying to get us all to set a game up, but then I saw like we're on PC. I don't know how we'll do it all, so I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked into it all too much, but
Yeah,
I know
it's
you can like cross-platform and all that kind of stuff,
you
but
can, yeah,
that's about as far as I got really with terms of trying to set something like that up.
and that's what I'm trying to do here. But the problem is, I trying to run the software for it is a bit more difficult than it seems, and so I've just been trying for the last few hours, just trying to get it to work, and just trying
Ah.
to get it up and running. But of course, you need a public IP address, which you might need to create or buy in order to share it with others, which is annoying. But with Java, it's the software that I run automatically creates the Java servers, and literally all you have to do is just join using a code that I send out, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. But with Bedrock, it's a pain in the ass because it's through Microsoft for Windows. You have to go through Microsoft to get a key, then to download the key to your server. Then to run the server, you need to do all these other commands.
This sounds like a lot of work just for like a
It
few
is.
hours.
It is.
Will it be worth it? Nah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, no. Java, I can run. You could do so much more with Java than with Bedrock. Like, don't get me
What?
wrong,
So
Bedrock's
much
cool.
difference.
Java's modded. You can have like create mod on there. You can have like different worlds. You can play Skyblock. You can do Hunger Games, different maps, different worlds, that sort of stuff.
Oh, I didn't really feel like there was like so much difference between the two. I knew there was. Well, I know like one was for like the for like PC, and the other one was for the other ones. But I didn't realize
Yeah.
there was like a difference like that.
Yeah, no, it's quite a significant difference with the two. The problem is Bedrock's proprietary to consoles such as PS and Xbox, whilst Java's more based with PCs because it has a lot more resources that it can utilize. But with Bedrock, it's mostly like the base standard of Minecraft.
Okay.
So you're probably using Java at the moment on your PC or Bedrock if you're going for the Minecraft launcher, but you've also got Minecraft launcher which has Java and Bedrock editions. But Java is like a more basically you can run better worlds and better servers on it compared to Bedrock because Bedrock's very like bog standard. So, but that's what I've been doing today. But I can't figure out for love nor money without to get this public IP address shared because it's currently on my internal network, but trying to share it with everyone else
Yeah, I
outside
have
of my
no
network
idea. So
and just trying to port forward and figure out firewalls and trying because you can't just let any random person into your internal network because that's a massive security breach and they could access stuff on your network. So that's a big no-no. But
okay.
yeah, I've just been dealing with that, but I can't seem to figure it out because it's not working.
Well, yeah. Well, I have no idea how to do anything like that.
Yeah, Java works just fine. I can make all the Java worlds that I want and share it out securely, but Bedrock, don't get me started.
Okay, but yeah. Okay. How's your week been?
It's been alright. It's been a slow start, really. Just getting back into the swing of things with work. Just been dealing with a lot of stuff at the moment.
Hmm,
Just trying to get stuff back in again. One of our sites was on fire the other day. That was fun.
what actual fire?
Yeah, like an actual fire burnt down one of the sites.
Oh.
Yeah, it was at Hamstall.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was just crazy to think that, oh my god, there goes a part of the network that can't be reactivated. So, yeah, but apart from that, though, we're all good.
You
At
don't
least it ain't
sound
my
it.
site. It's not my site, so I don't have to deal with it.
You don't sound all good.
No, because I'm probably gonna have to get called out there to help with the repairs. So, yeah,
Tell them where to shove it.
yeah. It's like I've got enough on my plate as is. I gotta run this site at the moment. That's your site. That's your problem, mate. Not mine. Yeah, but hey ho. But yeah, how's your week been though, mate?
Oh, stressful. You wouldn't believe it. What you just told me is nothing compared to what I had to do on Friday and Monday.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, surprise me then.
okay. So it's a machine where it's called Daughter Box, where so code is on one end of the machine. It
Mhm.
goes through it and creates all the lines and cuts bits. I'm on the other end of the machine. As it comes through, I pull out just so that it actually comes out and goes onto the table for
Okay.
8 hours. Oh, can you believe the stress I was under?
The stress. I can
Yes.
imagine that the amount of
Oh,
stress of pulling cardboard out of a machine and stacking it. Oh, I can't
yeah.
imagine.
Oh, I mean, you have it easy compared to me. I mean, oh.
Oh, the labours.
Other than that, it's been fun.
Cool, cool.
I had a chance to play Miss Fantastic Invisible and Marvel Rivals.
No, not yet. But I saw one of the skins. Oh my god! I don't care how much it costs. I'm buying it.
I guess you're talking about the Invisible Woman one?
Yes, Malice.
Yeah.
I'm buying it. I don't care how much it costs. I'm buying the 20 quid. I'm doing it.
Well, so and fun thing was like I looked on a few sites on Friday, like all those characters came out. They had mods for the character to um be more suggestive, shall we say, if
Ah,
you give him a drift.
yep.
And those models also were released as well on certain sites,
Mhm.
and that was within like the first, I want to say 9 hours of the characters being out.
Wow.
They work fast.
Yeah. No, the NSFW work very fast.
I think I need to get them on. I think I need to get them onto my team. I feel like
Damn, haven't there. No, they are fast, and I'm not gonna be surprised if there's some R34 of Invisible Woman. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
there was tons before the character was even playable.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone in that community works extremely fast.
Yeah, that's kind of cool but terrifying at the same time. Like, how much free time do they have?
A bit too much that they should not be having.
Yes, they don't have lives. R34 was just their lives.
Well, I mean, it's a hobby.
Yeah,
We have ours.
yeah, absolutely. But
They're just expressing their creative side.
yep,
I'm not
absolutely.
complaining.
No, 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 no. They're doing a great service to the world and to their fellow countrymen and women. Like
National service.
national service. Yes, absolutely. They provide a
Yeah,
good morale boost to the troops.
yeah, yeah. God, we're going to hell.
Yeah, we're definitely going to hell. We are so going to hell.
Should I actually get into this one just
Yes,
so we
let's
don't
do it.
go off
Mhm.
topic and
Yes, let's do it.
yeah. I was going to do the hotels as
Yes,
well.
yes. And also I'll start paying as well for the tickets if we're doing the 561 to sit close together. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna have it all together, and then I think I'll be pretty much like that bit done
Mhm.
because then I think all you got to figure out after that is just the visas for you,
Okay.
and then I'll try and get the tickets, and then I'll add that onto however much it is,
Cool.
which I don't think will be like that much more.
No, it
I,
should. shouldn't be that much, but we're just gonna make sure we can actually get tickets.
I think I think it's about 75 a day. I think it was.
Oh wow, okay.
Well, when you see who's going and you saw like with
Oh
people going
yeah,
last
no,
year, it
absolutely.
definitely makes up.
Oh yeah, massively, massively.
um, yeah. Okay. Hello and welcome back to another Talk episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by.
Hayden.
And today we're going to talk about the TMNT, the 2003 Season 2, Episode 22. Yes, no, 23? I don't know what it is.
22.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh okay, yeah. 22, Return of Justice Force. What do you think about this episode briefly?
To be honest, it's a great little episode to start off with in the new year. It's a great little episode. Lots of action packed, a plot twist that I wasn't expecting, but overall, a great little episode to start off the new year.
I'd say that I really love the old comic book vibe to it. Like I'd say for like old 80s like comic book TV shows, like golden like 60 comics with the way that the characters were written, what they did. It just really spoke to just like classic comics that have really outdated really poorly, but it has that like certain charm to it, which was just fun to read, like, or not read, but like watch. It's just like one of those ones where you just have like a big smile just because like see like characters have like so much fun like living out their fantasies, and it's also like it's also just like one of these kind of like things where just like if like you where like you're almost like living like episodes like through Mikey as if you're meeting the turtles. It's just like one of those kind of things which you just can't explain, but it's just like really just fun to watch.
Mm.
Um, okay, so for the beginning bit, which I don't know if he was expecting this, but Mikey was just reading the comic and doing a variety of different voices. um, what do you think about that bit there?
To be honest, at first I didn't realize it was Mikey doing those voices. I thought they were like completely different voice actors. But then, of course, when it pans out and he's reading the comic, I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, that's Mikey doing all those voices," which is pretty cool because it just shows how talented his voice actor is for Mikey and how he can manipulate his voice to do all these other voices. But I thought it was really cool because we get to see Mikey's like passion. He loves his comics. He absolutely adores his comics. He's engrossed in them constantly. And it was just really cool to see how in depth he goes with these little comics, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say like it like really reminds me of like what I do with the comic stuff.
Oh
uh,
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I can definitely see Mikey. I can definitely see you as Mikey in this situation. Like,
is
it's
that a good
definitely
thing or a
Mikey.
bad thing?
Well, I'd say that's a good thing. Like, you like your comics, he likes his comics. Like, well, not. Hopefully, you're not as crazy as him, like trying to call up every guy. You know.
Oh, not yet.
Actually, you know. Well, not yet, at least.
Give it time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'll just say like I really enjoy it, because just like with like what you're saying with Mikey with the voice actor and how it served his range. I mean, the thing which I was quite surprised at with that bit was the fact that it was able to do it as if it was actually doing it as if the character was actually saying it and not like just trying to do like a variety of different voices that are coming out like one person. I'm surprised that it does sound like Mikey actually is actually doing it, which I think it's like more the like surprising part because I know that he's like a talented actor and he's able to do like so many different voices in the show, which I feel like some of them we like. I don't know. I feel like some of them we like probably haven't even found out yet. But like, and he's like quite talented. But like the fact that he's able to do it as if like the actual character's doing it, I'd say that is like very impressive. Um, but after that, we do get to see Alltale's making a lot of noise. We've got to see Mikey calling up 101 different comic shops. Raph and Lee are doing sparring, and Donnie brings in a motorbike. um, so I want to first start off with like saying like Mikey, Leo, and Raph. That's understandable for them being in there doing that stuff. Why is Donnie bringing in a bike? I just don't understand that. Because even for the last time he did that, like and brought in like Battle Show, that like nearly destroyed a lair. How's he able to bring in a bike in now?
To be honest, I really don't know why he brought a bike because he has all the other equipment. Like he has the turtle sub, the turtle hover
Hoverboard?
car. Yeah, that one. And then he just brings in a bike. First of all, I thought he stole it. It's like, honey, why have you just stolen a bike? And then of course he then says, "Oh, I've made these shell bike, shell razor." God, I can't remember what it's
One of
called.
them.
One of the two. Yeah, but he just brings it in. He's like, oh, yeah, I made this. It's like, okay, that's fine. At least you didn't steal a motorcycle. Like, I guess. But it was funny to see him just roll in. It's like, oh, gosh, what's he done now? He's just stolen a bike and he's just riding it round the layer. But, yeah, no, that was pretty funny.
Well, to say for like with the bikes, I mean, it must admit, it's quite cool to see them all like color coordinated and all that. I do think that is quite cool. But I mean, I think like the one weirdest part about the bikes is the fact that they had the side card, and like it wouldn't be too bad if they actually got characters that actually used them, because all four of the bikes have the side card, but none of them ever use the side card bit. I find that to be so weird, considering for like there's four characters, like you'd only need to build two of them, but then he goes above and beyond, builds four of them. I just find that to be so weird. Or was that just me?
Well, I understand the four bikes in the four different color schemes, which is understandable.
Yeah, that's
But
understandable, but like,
mhm,
why sidecars on all four of them?
yeah, I don't. Maybe for like extra passengers or like their weapons, or I don't know. Like, surely,
Well, if that was the case, why did all four tours take each of the bikes out?
yeah, good
Why not go to the
point.
battle shell?
Yeah, or the hover car, or anything
Anything
else.
else?
Yeah, like they just made the bike solely for this episode. That's literally what it was.
Well, Mikey's bike does come out in one more episode, and I think that gets destroyed. So it's off to a great start there.
Oh gosh, like, what's even the point at this point? You know?
Oh, this was like a throwaway episode, but I feel like it works well enough for it. But it's annoying. But I do like how like you get to see like Casey's bike. It just stands out. It's just plain black and just got like like a rainbow, but just black.
Yeah, he's like the black sheep of the herd. You know?
Well, it's Casey.
Oh yeah, no, it
What
does.
more could
It
you
works
want?
well. Yeah, no, it works well for him though. The black sheep of the herd. You know?
Yeah, and then after that, Casey does suggest for Mikey to go to a comic shop up in Northampton, which I mean, which I'm guessing was like I'll say like at least an hour or at least like a few hours away from where they are. So it like yeah, okay, why not? But then I'd say okay. So what do you think about the comic shop? Because it was like because got all the people they're dressed up, but it felt I don't want to say it was like mocking the like comic community in terms of like what those people would do and all that kind of stuff, but it felt like it was in a way, especially with one guy that dressed up as Steve Still, going around asking Ref if he's like this character, and then as soon as Dunwall comes in, he goes, "Ah, mummy."
Yeah, no, yeah, that is a bit weird. But I just got to say this real quick: how were they not spotted in daylight? You know, like they went into the shops as themselves, and they were driving on motorcycles throughout New York City into Northampton or to wherever they were going in their normal like selves. Like they weren't
Well, the comic
disguised as
shop
anything.
thing, Casey did say that it was like a costume day, but I feel like you could just say that it's a comic shop day going as that. I don't think I really gave too much thought to why, like, how it got past all the stuff in New York and all that kind of stuff. I guess maybe they went through the sewers and then into the country, maybe, or maybe they just didn't care. Just because they do have like mugs, oh, then again, they do have like motorcycle helmets on and all the like coats and I think trousers as well. So I guess maybe they're like covered up as like enough to not be seen.
Yeah, like a motorcycle sort of suit. You know,
Yeah.
like padded armor and all that. Like that could have been.
I think that's the reason why, maybe.
Maybe.
I
We
think we're
kind of
looking into this into this
yeah,
way too much.
we're kind of thinking way too much. We're kind of like stretching
Yeah.
this out a bit.
But yeah, so like, what do you think about the like comic shop aesthetic or of it all?
To be honest, I thought it was pretty cool to see a different part of like New York and the different areas. I thought it was really cool that they were going in and they were just like looking at the comics, just like looking at all the different stuff. And of course, it was really funny when the guy came over and said, "Oh, don't tell me you're the Terrapin Teen Ninja Warriors," something like that. But it closely related to like the actual Ninja Turtles, like Terrapin Warriors, because they are Terrapins are turtles, and it's closely related to them. You know.
Yeah, uh, I'd say that I do like the like look of the comic shop, like compared to like the one that is very local to very local to us. Is like night and day like in terms of like, how good that one is. Which I hope like all just like comic shops in America are like that because that'd be like a dream. Uh,
That
okay,
would be pretty cool, yeah.
okay. So Stainless Steve Still, what do you think about him?
Um, Stainless Steve Steel. First of all, one that is quite a long name, like Stainless Steve Steel. Like,
I think it like works like because like, you just go like if you just like go like look like Marvel. They got Peter Parker, like or like Bruce Banner, Thing Fang Foom. Like I feel like it works within like what they're trying to do. Just like go for every comic trope they could.
yeah, but overall, I think he was a pretty cool guy. Like, he owns his own comics store, and to be honest, I could see a bit of him in like some others as well. To be honest, I really thought the other superhero was gonna come in as well as part of the Justice Force, but of course he wasn't. Um, do you know who I'm talking about? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Silver Sentry.
That's the one, Silver Sentry. I thought he was going to be in the Justice Force, but
He does. Okay, so Silver Sentry. He does. He does become part of Justice Force, but he becomes like the new generation.
ah,
Well,
gotcha.
yeah, so it's basically like Justice Force is like the parody version of Justice League and Justice Society of America, and you can like I feel like you definitely got to see that like Sword Century like it's just like a warm up version of Superman, but just so much worse. And they look at like these characters and just like just say, but somehow worse.
Hmm. Okay, but getting back to Stainless Steve. No, oh,
Steve, just call him Steve.
yeah, I'm just going to call him Steve from now on. So getting back to Steve, I thought it was pretty cool that Steve owns his own comic store. He's hiding in plain sight, keeping a low profile. And of course, when Mikey goes over to him and starts speaking to him about the comic issue that he's looking for, he um he gets really into it. And I'm thinking, okay, he's like a really fan of the comics. He knows his stuff. He's like, oh, the battle was fierce and she didn't survive, they disbanded, and he was getting into it. I was like, okay, this guy's he loves his comics a bit too much. He's getting well into it, and then of course, lo and behold, he is Steve. He is Stainless Steve, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it is real. The comics are not just like fantasy, that not just fantasy or fiction. They're real, and it was pretty cool to see him come out as like, whoa, okay, out of all the comic shops in Northampton and New York, you just happen to go to the exact same one as Justice Force. Like, how is that the case? You know?
Okay, and just going off that, like, was you expecting it going this direction with like seeing all the superheroes and them being real and all that kind of stuff, or was it like a complete surprise for you?
To be honest, it was a bit of a surprise because I wasn't expecting it to see in the Justice Force in this sort of way. I thought they were going to be like out on patrol during the night with the turtles, and the turtles would just bump into them when there was a crime or an accident or an incident happening, and the Justice Force swoops in to save the day. That's what I thought it was going to turn out to be. I wasn't thinking that they were just going to hide out in this comic store in Northampton and then just, well, surprise, we're the Justice Force like 40 years later. You know, it was a quite a surprise. You know.
Yeah, I'd just say like with the Justice for like especially like Steve. I will. we're talking about this with Doctor Dome, but I like how like all these members they have all these incredible abilities. You know, got like basically a Mister Fantastic type. We got a Flash type, and then you just got this one guy that just has a little metal disc on his head that he can headbutt people with. Like
Yeah,
that is the most stupidest thing ever, but like it works for like the comics side of things, and it feels so like golden age comics like from like the 60s, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like especially like I mean like if you was like do something like that, you would like at least like modify it so that it would like at least like kind of like more of your like forehead, because that little disc it won't do anything, especially like headbutting like I don't know like building stuff like that. It's pointless really. And how do you even end up in that kind of situation anyway?
that I have no idea. Unless he was like a mad scientist who experimented on like telekinesis or something like that, maybe. But it doesn't get explained to us in the episode, or does it in like a comic or somewhere?
No, it doesn't. I don't think it does. But like, how do you end up in that kind of situation and then and like even if you like do realize it, how do you realize? Oh yeah, I can use it to headbutt people, and I'll be able to, and I'll be able to take on the world's strongest people. Like, how do you get into like those kind of situations? I mean, I know that like we do some stupid stuff, but I don't think we could ever get into that kind of situation. But
Yeah, I think some bad decisions were made um, a long time ago, and hey ho, he's got the power to control robots, I guess.
No, he doesn't have control, like power control robot. He's one that headbutts the robots and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yes, sorry, I thought we were talking about the other guy, Stainless Steve. Yeah, but
Not
yeah,
yet.
no. How that is? How does? I don't even know how that happens. Like, how does Stainless Steve get like a piece of stainless steel coming out of his head? Like, what happened? Is he some sort of experiment, or got hit by an asteroid or lightning? Like, how? Like, you just got a giant disc in your forehead and you could just headbutt. Can you punch and have the same effect, or would you just break your bones? Like, how does his superpowers even work?
Well, so I was just thinking about this today. It must be like so annoying for him like go through like and like he was going on holiday. He can't go through airports because like with the metal detectors and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's
How
pretty screwed.
yeah, how was he gonna get through anywhere? Like, if it's like all over his body, the metal detectors are just gonna go off like mad.
I think it's only in his head, but like that still doesn't explain anything really. It just makes it more confusing, if anything.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But maybe he flies private, and get past all the airport security.
Maybe. Okay, so after that, we do get to see the Domoids. They come into the store and they start fighting Vitel's, Casey, and the little guy called Metalhead. What do you think about that fight scene there?
To be honest, it was kind of cool just to see like these little
Domoids?
yeah, domoids come in. They reminded me of Baxter Stockman's little robots in the first episode that we saw. Um,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh, it's Baxter Stockman. He's back again. How is that possible? But yeah, no, it wasn't
He
Baxter
survived
Stockman.
worse.
Yeah, to be honest, he is. I don't know how he's still alive at this point. Like, surely he can't be.
He's
But
basically Jesus at this point. He keeps
he is.
coming back.
He's just. I don't know how he comes back every single time. But I'm getting off track here. But yeah, no, it was really cool to see those little droids come in and tear up the place, and it was also really cool to see Metalhead, like his like whole identity just like comes out, like he changes his like suit, he changes his whole like physique, his hair grows into these metal tentacles, and they just start going at it. It was pretty cool. But I was really shocked that this little guy is so powerful. Like, even I was like, okay, Casey, you got to protect this little guy. He isn't going to be able to defend himself. And then boom, he just turns into Metalhead and then just starts thrashing the place. Was not expecting it.
I just feel like this was just like a nice fun fight scene to get us like in the mood for like what we were like going to expect for this episode with all the fun comic book stuff because like just go like Mikey just throws at like Steve and he just comes down just headbutts it like all dramatic like and Mohead was like cool and metal beardy. It's a shame that he doesn't talk in this episode. I don't think he like speaks whatsoever in the entire show, but it's like really I don't know, it's like a really like a nice fun fight scene just to get us in the mood for what to expect with later fight scenes. Yeah, so after that we do get to see more members of Justice Force. We do get to see Zippy Lad and Joe Elastic. What do you think about these two characters?
Um, well, first of all, Zippy Lad, I thought it's like, oh, it's the Flash, but he's in a wheelchair. How does that work? But of course, later on, we see how his abilities have now transferred into the wheelchair and how we can just do stuff. Problem is, though, how does he get upstairs?
Uh, I'm not got a clue. There
Like,
may be like ramps around the building, maybe. That could be my only guess. Or it goes up walls and just like skids around them.
yeah,
just do like trick shots.
yeah. Just like, how does he get anywhere? Like, how did he get in the house? Because there were steps up towards the house, weren't there? And he's somehow sitting there in his wheelchair, waiting for them to come through. Unless Elastic Man or
Joe Elastic.
Jerry Elastic, thank you, comes in and just raises him up. I don't know, but it was just really funny just to see him like in his wheelchair and just like speeding round still. Like surely he's
Also
like
very nice.
yeah, like he's the Flash, and you always think I was like, oh, the Flash, he's the fastest man alive. He's got the strongest legs in the world, and then of course you see Zippy in a wheelchair, and you think, oh, he can't do much, and then boom, 5 seconds later, he's running circles around you. So it was kind of like a bit of deception going on there, but I thought it was really cool just to show. I was like, oh look, his powers, his powers don't define him, sort of thing. Like, he defines himself. You know, he's a person that
Yeah.
doesn't back down, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I think having seen him in his prime, I feel like I would have enjoyed his character a lot. But like seeing him now in this like sad state of like of like a show of like what he used to be, is sort of like sad. But it's still quite fun. I want to see a little bit more of him. He has like a nice personality, which I want to see a little bit more because he seemed like the most like I say like the only person in there that actually could be enjoyable to watch. What do you think about Joey Elastic?
Joey Elastic, to be honest, I don't really have too much to say. Like, at first, he's the sort of guy that Mr. Fantastic would be. Like, he definitely shows a lot of Mr. Fantastic in him, but because he's now quite old, he doesn't have like the same sort of stretching capabilities as he once did. Um, to be honest, he's not like my favorite character in this episode because he doesn't. I don't want to.
He's just there.
He's just there. Yeah, I don't want to speak badly of it, but he's just there,
It's like
and
too many characters to like give anyone like proper like good time to shine.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was alright. There's not really too much I can really say about him, but we do get to see a very cool fight scene with Domoids coming into the house, and we've got to see Tails fighting on the roof. We've got to see all the Justice Force members fighting in their own ways. Oh boy, what do you think about this fight scene?
Well, seeing the Justice Force and the Turtles fight on top of Stainless Steve, Stainless Steve's house, with the Domoids, I think that was pretty cool. Just seeing like the Domoids just swarm the house and the Turtles just fighting off. It was a pretty cool fight scene, and just seeing everyone go at it, seeing Stainless Steve just headbutt the Domoids just like down the stairs. It was pretty funny. He's just headbutting everything. Like, that's just his superpower. He just headbutts them and just whacks them and thrashes them all over the place. And of course, it was pretty funny as well to see all the Domoids take away Zippy and Jerry just like he just takes Zippy, like Zippy's defenseless at this point. Like they just lift him up in his wheelchair and they just fly off with him. Like poor Zippy, he's got like he's in his
He could have
wheelchair.
jumped.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. But he's just utterly defenseless. They just pick him up and he can't run. He can't do anything. And they just fly away with him. And then poor Jerry, he stretches, he gets a cramp, and then of course the Domoids just wrap him up like he's some sort of
Snaps his back.
yeah, just snaps and cracks his back and rolls him up like a bagel, and then they fly off. You know?
And somehow he's still able to walk.
Yeah, it was just really weird and funny. Like the poor guys, like they're utterly defenseless. They just fly away with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that overall, like that bit, like those bits were like I'd say the highlights. But like seeing the turtles just jump around on the build on like the rooftop, fighting them, it was just so fun to see just them doing like something quite like I won't say overly different, but like I'd say like with like different like characters and also like different like locations and also this fight was like also in the daytime, which I think was like one of the first fight scenes we've got to see in the daytime, which is like really cool and nice to see compared to like everything else, which is just like even the dark sewers or the rooftops at night. It was just like so nice to see that it's in like a different area and just giving us something completely different, which was like really nice to see. So after that, we do get to see them all go over to the Domoid base, and then this is where I say things got really crazy and chaotic within seconds. Because when they got into the base, we got to see Doctor Dome. What do you think about Doctor Dome?
First of all, Doctor Dome. He when I first saw him, my first impressions of Doctor Dome was that he was like sort of like the Charles Xavier of the group. You know, he was very much the power of telekinesis and an intelligent man. He was a very much sort of like scientist sort of guy. And I thought that was pretty cool because it's like you said before, the Justice Force is heavily inspired by like the X-Men, isn't it? It's like
Every superhero from like the 80s,
mhm,
70s.
yeah. So it's like very much inspired by like the X-Men, Fantastic Four, um, and the like DC, very much heavily comic orientated. So it was pretty cool to see that as well. In addition to his like abilities, although we don't see it at first. Then of course we see his true powers with his telekinesis abilities. I thought he was a pretty cool character, but because of his like age and all that, his powers are limited. And like you said before, I would have liked to see them when in their prime, in their youth, fighting with all their powers at like 100%. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I just overall, Doctor Dome, he's an okay character. He's just like this is like his only appearance in the show, so it's not really too much you can really say about his character other than he's just there. Really, he does his job and he does it all right. I mean, but like as we were saying before, like Steve, how does he get into a situation like this with his appearance? How does he outtake off his like top of his head and I'll put like a full secretary board on there and all that kind of stuff? Like, and even like with Amanda, how does she go on to do something like this? I know it's not genetics, but why or like, how do they get into a situation like this? It's like this even possible?
Um, to be honest, in real life, no, I don't think there's such technologies that allow this thing to happen. And of course, now that we're talking about Amanda, um, I know we're jumping the gun here. I know there's some other stuff that we need to talk about, but Amanda is a bit weird. Like it's very weird. But I wanna talk about some other stuff first before we get into like the whole plot twist. You know.
Okay. Well, okay. So, well, I'm not like really too sure how to really go about it, just because a lot of stuff like really happens too fast to really like to really get like an opinion on it. Because even though like got to see everyone like got to try and fight like Doctor Dome, there's not really too much there. So Amanda comes out and they. Okay, so let's talk about the final battle bit between the Justice Force and Turtles fighting Amanda. I think that's the only last bit we can really talk about before the plot twist. What do you think about that little bit there?
To be honest, it was quite cool just to see like the Justice Force reveal themselves fully. Like all of them are there, and of course, Doctor Dome believes that Stainless Steve was the one responsible for the kidnapping and the cryo, excuse me, the cryostasis of all of them. Like he thinks he's the one responsible because of their previous affair and love for um Veronica, and they just tear themselves apart. And it was quite a cool little plot twist to say, oh my gosh, they had some sort of love affair with Veronica, and they could never understand why, and they have this some sort of unfound hatred towards one another because they both loved the same woman. And it was kind of getting like, oh, this is getting interesting now. It's like two people love the same woman, and there's a bit of this rivalry going on, and of course it's going back and forth, back and forth. And of course I really did think it was Dr. Dome who was doing it, because he was the one that controls the drones, and of course it was in his own fortress. But then of course I then picked up on the fact that their domes were red and his domes was blue, and I can definitely tell that he wasn't in control. Like before, he said I wasn't in control because of their different colors. Like surely it would be the same because of his telekinesis powers. But of course, later then we go on to find that Amanda is also now controlling them. Like Amanda has complete control over these domoids and is now pulling the strings.
Yeah, I'd say like it was like really nice to see like Mikey's whole comic book like knowledge come through, and as how to beat all the Domoids with using comic knowledge from like issue 57 of the Justice Force thing to take down the Domoids through like spin up the Amanda thing. I I enjoyed this fight scene, but I felt like this one went by too fast to really give all the characters enough time to really shine and actually make it like full impactful. It just felt like he was just going by too fast, but I enjoyed it. But I wish for like this episode was longer just so that we could give like moments like this one the time it needs to make like make scenes like I'd say like character motivations and all that kind of stuff more impactful. But I'd say that overall it did what it has to do and did it well. But the Amanda twist, oh boy. What you expecting it with her being revealed to be Dot Dome's daughter, and basically her mother having an affair with Stanley Steve Steele with Dot Dome.
That was not what I was expecting. Not at all. That was the like major plot twist that we had there. Like the secret's out. Like when Amanda comes out and says, um, "Daddy," well, father. I don't want to God saying. So that just sounds weird. How I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but when Amanda comes out to say, "Oh look, I'm your daughter," like proper Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader sort of style, like I am your daughter, and everyone's like, "What? How is that even possible?" It's like, "Oh, I secretly had the daughter." I secretly have a daughter all this time, you know, and it was like a massive shock. And to be honest, I was shocked as well. I wasn't expecting um, Dr. Dome to have a daughter with Veronica. And of course, now knowing that Stainless Steve had a affair with Veronica whilst Veronica was seeing Dr. Dome, it just like it's a proper like rom com sort of love affair sort of thing, you know? And it was just crazy to see that, oh my gosh, this is a massive plot twist. Like he has a daughter, Stainless Steve loved her, and it was just all unveiling at the seams, you know, and it was just a massive twist to the whole situation.
Yeah, let's say for like the separate kind of thing with it, with all the characters having are in love with one another, and then plot twist that they're kid, and it felt like like a classic like UK soap. I want to say Coronation Street or something along those kind of lines, where it felt like it was something like that, not superheroes, which I can't say
Yeah.
made it better or worse. But um, I mean, I want to be more invested in the story, but I feel like because like most of this episode, like most of it just went by way too fast. I can't really get that emotionally invested into the story as much as I would like to. But I think like, had I had more time to deal with all of it, I feel like this could have been like a lot of oh my god, I can't believe that happened. But most of the characters we only see like this is the first time I'm seeing these characters, so it's hard to be like really invested. I feel like had these characters been in more episodes or like full story arcs or anything along those kind of lines, I feel like I would have been more invested. But I just find it a bit hard to be invested with something which I hadn't really seen all too much. Um, and yeah, so after that, for the ending bit, surprisingly we got there uh, decently fast. Just Sunny Steve still gives Mikey the like a Justice Force communicator, and he rides off into the sunset. And somehow it becomes a comic book. So their existence is public to the world now. Great. What do you think about that bit there?
To be honest, that last little scene um, where it pans out to be just another comic, I thought, oh my gosh, that's like some weird like Inception type stuff. Like it was all a dream, perhaps. Like it was just like maybe it wasn't real, you know.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I thought that was pretty cool. Just seeing like Mikey becoming this honorary member of the Justice Force. He's got his own communicator now, and just seeing him being happy because he's like, oh wow, I'm now a real superhero, even though he already was, but he didn't know it. But yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. But it was really cool how like this sort of dream inception, because I thought it wasn't real, like it was just a comic. You know, I don't know if you had the same effect when Mikey opens up and it's a comic book and he's reading it. Maybe you had the same idea, like it was all a dream. Maybe it wasn't real.
Uh, no, I don't really think that. Is I mean, I found like the effect to be like really cool, but if this comic's gone worldwide, then the whole world knows about their like existence. And if it's not its own for Mikey, then that's cool. But if it did go worldwide, then how would Mark Spencer react to all this?
Good point. Like he's just one day reading the paper and he sees this comic and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And then he just sees the turtles in it. It's like turtles, it like proper rage on them, you know.
Yeah.
I can just see it now. Like he's sitting in the layer. He's reading through his mail. He's reading through the newspapers. A comic lands on his desk, and then he's looking through it, and it's the turtles themselves. And he's just like, "Boys, get in now." He's proper like,
Shit, here we go again.
yeah, it's like proper disciplining them. It's like, "What the hell are you doing in this human comic? I told you keep to the shadows." And what do? You get yourself in a comic. Now everyone knows. Pack your things. We're moving else.
Yeah, there's it's if it does go worldwide, then I think it would be interesting to see Spencer's reaction. But if it's not, then I think it's pretty cool for Mikey.
Hmm.
Yeah, like so like what do you think about the episode overall?
Overall, I thought this was a really nice episode to get things started off again in the new year. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but it was a really nice little welcome just to get back into things, you know.
Yeah, it was like a nice like I want to say like this feels like a guilty pleasure kind of episode where like even though this is a really terrible episode, but like the fact that like with all the like the classic like superheroes and comic stuff, it just felt like it was just a cheesy episode just to go back to all that like really awful stuff, but like it works a little bit too well, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. um, but yeah, so you don't hear some trivia for this episode.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so on Wikipedia it says that basically the story is based off an issue from Volume One of Mirage. Um, this is the second episode. This is the second time in the series where superheroes appear. The scene where the Turtles and Casey Jones smash windshield of Dot Dome that protect Dot Dome is the same where Amanda in Mirage Comics, with zero strength, kicks windshield. Okay, that made some sort of sense. But I'm surprised they did not go into detail about like saying, oh yeah, like all these characters are like a parody of this character. I'm surprised they didn't put that in. But then again, they haven't really given much like good trivia stuff, so I don't really know why I'm hoping for more. Okay, so for the cast, and surprisingly, they actually got it correct with like the major characters and minor characters. So for minor characters, they got Splinter voiced by Darren Dunstan and Bassing Bernice. That and that is correct. Like those are minor characters, so they're finally improving.
Hmm.
And then for major characters, we've got Donatello voiced by Sam Riegel, Leonardo voiced by Michael St. Nicholas, Michelangelo voiced by Wayne Grayson, Raphael voiced by Frank Frankson, also known as Greg Abbey, Casey Jones voiced by Mark Thompson, Metalhead voiced by Wayne Grayson. I think he made like a few grunts. I wouldn't really call that being voiced by him.
Hmm.
Stainless Steel voiced by David Willis. I'm pretty sure he's been in other episodes of Tales before. I think he did the voice of in the episode Tall Titan, the red villain guy. I can't remember what his name was. Dominicus, I think that's his name. I think he did the voice of that character.
Okay.
Zippy Lab was voiced by Sam Riegel. Joe Elastic was by Oliver Wyman, who did the voice of Fugitoid. Dr. Dome, this one you're going to be very surprised at, is voiced by Stro Zagnit, and he does the voice of Professor Oak in Pokemon.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Really?
Yeah, he does.
Oh my god, now that you mention it. Yeah, no, that is.
You know,
Wow. That is. It's been so long since I've watched Pokemon. And now that. Oh, yeah, I could definitely see it. Yep. It's Dr. Oak. Yeah. It's Dr. Oak.
well, the funny thing with him, because I was managed to do an interview with him, and I specifically mentioned in my opening messages to him saying about I enjoyed his work on Turtles and will do an interview with him, and he agreed to it. And I was going into it thinking I was asking him questions about Turtles. He was answering as if he was talking about Pokemon. So I was thinking I was doing a whole interview about Turtles. I got a whole interview about Pokemon for some reason on my channel. um, and then Amanda is voiced by Amy Burnham. Fierce, I say her name. Um, but she's also in like quite a few other voices. Um, so have you seen Reckless Ladybug?
Yes, I've seen a few. I've seen a few episodes, but not like sat down and watched it fully. You know.
You know the main Ladybug's female friend. I can't remember her name, but that character, she does the voice of her.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
pretty
think.
cool.
Yeah, she's like one of the like very few actors who's able to push past the like 4 kids stuff and able to go on to do some more recent stuff which people actually know them in. So they're one of the only few that has been able to take that.
Hmm.
Um. Okay, so for next week's episode, let's it's called The Big Brawl Part 1. What do you think is going to happen in that episode?
Um.
Do me give you some helpful hints as
Go
to
on
what
then.
to. Well, so you know, in the episode Ultimate Ninja, we've got to see Lino fighting that ninja, and
Yes.
at the end, we've got to see the big tall dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to his world,
Right.
and this is a 4-part season finale.
Oh wow. Okay, so this is a pretty big one then.
Yes, however, it's not. Yes, however, it doesn't relate to anything to do like the Stroh's storyline. So it's a very weird season finale where it's just out of the blue. It just happens, and it's just a 4-part story, but it has nothing to the actual main story whatsoever. So it's there.
Okay, so we're going into the world of the big guy. Which big guy are we talking about again?
Um, the and let me get a picture up of him.
Because
That might
there's been a lot of big guys that we've come across in these episodes, and it's very
oh yeah,
difficult trying to remember who's who.
this guy, sent over by Discord.
Oh, him.
Yeah, and also his son, the Ultimate Ninja.
Okay, so we're going into like the whole different dimension sort of thing.
So and this world is like in between universes. It's sort of like the hub like for the multiverse.
Oh wow, okay, so this is quite a significant thing.
You'd think that, but it doesn't really play too much of a role in Tales whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah, it surprisingly doesn't.
You'd think to be like the multiverse sort of thing, it would be like pretty significant.
Well, it's all like the multiverse, but sort of not really. It's weird because the way that they set it up within the Tale franchise is for like is for like they got this whole like universe with different dimensions, and then you have the multiverse with total universes. If that makes sense.
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, so I think like the best way to describe it is for like okay, so like, like if you say like what if like show, each episode would focus on like a different universe, and within that universe you have all like different dimensions, right? So
Yeah.
just like Dimension X and all that kind of stuff.
Uh huh.
But then you also have like the multiverse angle where they would have a different. It's really confusing. I think it's best I didn't mention anything about this. She's gonna confuse so much. um,
Yep.
yeah, okay, yeah. So what if like, yeah? So what if it's gonna be happening in next week's episode?
Well, now that I've got a bit more information to go off of,
Do you
um,
really?
well, to be honest, no. I still don't even know who this character is. He's just like the god in this universe. Like he just appears out of nowhere, like he's God. So I guess we're battling God now. I guess.
He's the royalty of this dimension place.
Oh yeah,
He's
so we're battling God.
he's peaceful.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
every
why not?
yeah, we're just good. We're going to his dimension. He's basically God of his dimension. So yeah, I think next week's episode is going to involve the turtles fighting God, basically.
You cannot be any more wrong. It's
What? How can I be wrong? Are we not fighting against him, or are we
no, no. He's
fighting someone
good.
else? Oh,
No,
he's a
he's.
good guy.
Okay, I think I won't spoil it in terms of what the actual main story is, in terms of what they're going to be doing. But like, it's next episode is one that like set things up for the actual main story. So a lot of it's going to be like, oh, this is cool, but I'll wait until like next week to actually fully explain my points about certain things. It's going to be a lot like that, but like, it's good for like they able to have time to set things up. But it's going to be annoying for because like considering that we have like 4 weeks of this. And like it's even worse like back in when it's actually releasing episodes because like part one came out I think it was like June or July in 2004, and then like part two came out in September. Like there's
Oh well, so it's a bitty. There's a pretty big gap there then.
yeah. I mean, like nowadays, it's just be 1 week after another, and then like 2 years for next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, okay, yeah, so okay. Now, your favorite part, who do you think is going to be starting episode?
Oh,
It's not one of the turtles.
right.
It's a
Okay.
character you know.
Yes. Okay. Um. Okay. So it's a character I know. It's probably not going to be Casey or April because they don't know of the existence that well. But I think Splinter is.
Correct.
Yes. Got it.
Uh, I'm really looking forward to like your reaction next week with the whole different universe and what happens in that universe. I I can't. I really wish this was I really wish like this was like a reaction series because I really want to see your reaction to because like this is going like beyond Dimension X in terms of like craziness of different worlds, dimensions. I really wish this was like a reaction series. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or are you all done with this one?
To be honest, I'm sort of done with this one. I can't say any more because I've already said what I've needed to say, so I'm done.
Yeah, I'll say I'm too. So yeah, yeah. So that's been another episode of Trunk Tales. I'm your host Teddy,
And I've been Hayden.
and we will see you soon. Goodbye, yo, bye.
Bye.
And we're done.
Sweet.
Yay, first one of the year.